In this video, I want to share 7 reasons why every man needs to practice mindfulness, even if you think it's a waste of time. Let's just talk about what mindfulness is briefly, all right? Mindfulness is being in the present moment without any opinions of the present moment, without any judgment. It's being able to take yourself out of future things that have not happened yet. Stop worrying about the past so much, which is where a lot of us live our lives. We're either in the future or we're in the past. We're rarely ever right here where our feet are. I want you to remember that. Be where your feet are. And when you can do that, it alleviates a lot of stress and pain and anxiousness and depression and stuff like that. But it takes a lot of practice and it takes a lot of work to learn how to live in the present moment. And meditation is key with that. I have plenty of videos on that. I'm not going to get to that right now. But yes, that's what mindfulness means. It means to live in the present moment. Now that we understand what mindfulness is, why does every man need this? How does this even help us? Well, the first way that it can help you is that you have better self-control. When you are mindful about your reactions to things and how you respond to things, this is a very powerful tool to equip yourself with. You have more control over how you respond to your triggers. When you get pissed off, when somebody says something to you, when somebody does something to you, you're not on autopilot. You're not having this automatic type of reaction to it like you may have been doing your entire life. All right. You have more control over your response. All right. And that's a better place to live your life from. I used to deal with this all the time. When somebody pissed me off, I had like this automatic snapback kind of pre-programmed way of responding to things. Not even responding, reacting and overreacting to things, and being overly emotional and not being able to handle your anger and stuff like that. Those are kind of some of the problems that can stem from this. Not having self-control, not understanding your internal operating system on a deeper level. And mindfulness will help you with this. The second way mindfulness can help men is it improves your communication. When you're working this muscle of how to remain in the present moment, you become more aware of how you're communicating. And what I mean is you become more aware of like your tone. If you're activated, if you're pissed off, or maybe if you chill and calm, you become more aware of that. You can recognize like, I'm actually pretty chilled out about this. I'm not having some crazy internal response to what this person said or what this person did. This piggybacks off of that first one that I'm talking about, where I say you have better self-control. That bleeds over into being able to communicate better, being able to articulate your words better, being able to get your point across without having to force it. That's what mindfulness will help you with. It will improve your communication because you're in the present moment. You're not coming from this anxious place. You're not coming from this place of worry. No, I'm right here in the present moment. I'm focused on my breathing. And damn, I just tried to take a breath. And I think I'm getting over a cold. So that shit sounded like all snotty and shit. But yeah, it really just improves your communication overall because you have more control over how you choose to communicate given the circumstances. The third way that mindfulness improves your life is it allows you to remain present and not be so distracted by things outside of you. In today's world, we are distracted by everything. Everything's distracted. I think the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight just happened and had the whole world just kind of distracted and glued to Netflix, et cetera, et cetera. The election happened a couple of weeks ago. It was like this big distraction to people, and it can really consume people and kind of get them off track with what they need to really be focusing on and what their journeys are and how they can continue to improve those. So you want to be mindful of this type of stuff. Like when you're getting distracted, your phone, that's a distraction you carry around with you, So being mindful of these things, constant scrolling, mindfulness will help you improve your awareness and being able to counteract these distractions. You become more in control over what you give your attention to the more that you practice being mindful. You choose where you want to place your attention rather just being automatically pulled. When you practice mindfulness, you become more aware of these things. You become more aware of your patterns and your habits. And that actually leads me to the next tip that I'm going to share, where practicing mindfulness, it helps you better understand your patterns. You start to recognize how you show up in any given situation, why you're doing the things that you do. Most of us are on such an autopilot way of going through life that we don't even know why we do the things that we do. We just do them. When you know why you do something, now you can choose whether or not you want to do it. All right, the next tip I want to share about how mindfulness will improve your life is it reduces stress. A lot of our stress comes from living in the future, worrying about the past. When you practice mindfulness and you are where your feet are, it calms down stress. You're detaching from all these things that are outside of you and running rampant in your mind and all the things you have to take care of. Yes, as a human being, you're going to naturally have to take care of things. You have responsibilities that you have to handle, but also there's stress that comes from that. And to gain a better sense of when you're stressed, how you're stressed, what's causing stress in your life, mindfulness can help you with that. Being mindful, it produces a calming effect. It produces a peace in your mind. Okay, and that's where everything starts. Everything starts in your mind. You know, if the quality of your thinking and the quality of how you see the world is not positive, you're going to have a tough time in everyday life. Life is going to feel heavier than it needs to be. It's going to feel stressful. It's going to feel more stressful than it needs to be. So that's why you need to practice mindfulness. I would suggest start meditating because these things coincide. And meditation cultivates mindfulness so that you can remain in the present moment. And when something triggering happens to you, when somebody pisses you off or something, you can bounce back faster. It improves your resilience. You snap back faster. You're not so beat down by whatever that incident was. You're able to like take it on and learn from it and keep moving forward because that's what it's about. How fast can you bounce back from these stressful moments? Mindfulness will help you do that. The next tip that mindfulness will help you with is improving your self-awareness. Now, you may see a theme running here. All of these things kind of piggyback off of self-awareness, you know, understanding your patterns, self-control, being able to communicate better, et cetera, et cetera. These are all really leveling you up as a human being so that you can better understand your internal operating system. When you understand that, you have such a better sense of control of how you want to show up in the world. Things outside of you don't have so much power over you anymore. You have that power now because you understand yourself. All right. If this video is providing you with any value, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so that you know when I make more content like this. Now for this last tip that all the fellows are going to enjoy. How does mindfulness help you as a man? It improves your sex life. How does it improve your sex life? It allows you to connect deeper with the partner that you're with. When you practice mindfulness, you start to get out of the future, out of the past. You notice I've said this over and over again, and be in the present moment. Be in the present moment with that person. Be able to experience pleasure on a heightened level because you're not trying to, oh, I got to do this next. This is the next step. Oh, this is what I seen in the flick that I need to make sure that I do this. The more you cultivate mindfulness, the more you can be in the moment. You can savor these moments with your partner. And who don't want to do that? So if you want to experience these things in your life, put them into practice. If you have any questions, please leave me comments below. Make sure you check out some of my other videos. Be sure to leave one up here for you somewhere. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.